welcome back to Flawed and Happy. This is the quit smoking journey. So it's been a couple of days since I've done a video. We are now on episode 7, and I am proud to report I have not taken a drag of a cigarette since before I made that last video. That's right, you heard me right. So as of right now, the last drag that I took of a cigarette was mid-morning of April 9th. This is now April 11th. You guys, I'm pretty stoked about that. So I have been well over 2 days, well over 48 hours being 100% smoke-free. And you know how I went about and did that? I'm not even 100% sure. All I know is before I left for my second opinion appointment, I recorded the video, and once I got done recording it, I thought, you know what, on Sunday you went 6 hours. 6 hours without taking a drag. So why don't you go 6 hours today? You know, go to town, go to your appointment, come home from your appointment. You know, that's going to take up so many hours, and then by then it's supper time, right? And I haven't been smoking after supper anyway until the next morning. And I thought, you know, if you can get through that, then you're going to get through supper, and you're going to be, by the time I wake up in the morning, I'm going to be well over 20 hours without any nicotine. And you know, I did it, you guys. I did it. So, okay, how's it been? Well, it hasn't been too bad. It hasn't been easy though either. I mean, I do get a craving, and I do think, oh, you know, maybe I should go and, you know, have a puff or two. You know, and even at one point I was even trying to tell myself, you deserve to have a puff or two. You know, you're only going to have one or two because your stomach's going to start hurting and you're not going to want any more. You know, and I'm like, no. Because the moment you do that, you cannot call yourself smoke-free. And you know what? It's kind of fun saying I'm smoke-free. It's been a lot of years since I've been able to say that. Like a lot of years. You know, so I don't know. I hang on to that. Now, my second opinion appointment. So we did a CAT scan and the results are in, but I don't get them until next Thursday. So that's a long time. I don't know, whatever. We got a major blizzard that rolled in, so the clinic isn't even open right now. It's probably not going to be open tomorrow. We are in the middle of what they're calling a bomb cyclone. Never heard of it until this year, and then I hear of 2. So we weren't part of the first one, but we are part of the second one. So yeah, bomb cyclone, here we are. And I'll tell you what, the snow is getting deep out there. Really deep. I think I probably have well over 4, close to 5 foot snow drift all the way in front of my house. And yeah, my vehicle is sitting out there. So it's got a lot of snow around it. That actually I think is helping a little bit because there isn't a whole lot I can do outside during a blizzard. So I've been in the house and by myself. So I've been able to take that time and just like really feel what it is I'm feeling to help me get through the cravings. There hasn't been anybody else here, so there hasn't been anybody getting on my nerves. I think it just kind of really worked out nicely. My husband won't agree with that because he is out in it. He is working in it, and I just got off the phone with him, and he's not having a very good time. You know, I don't blame him though. I don't. Typically in the years past, I'm usually out there in the elements, but today I'm not needed. And there's really nothing for me to do except for stand out in a blizzard, and that's not going to happen today. So I'm kind of really glad that I decided to go ahead and start on this quit smoking journey, even though I got a lot of stuff going on in my own personal life. We got a lot of things that are kind of up in the air, a lot of fires that need to be put out. There's just a lot going on, but at the same time, I'm feeling okay with everything that's going on and being at the end of the road of the whole entire smoking aspect. You know, and I think that's the important part. I already went through a pretty big hurdle before I attempted to try to quit smoking, and that was to get to a point where I no longer wanted to smoke anymore. You know, and I think, I think, and I only think this because I don't know for sure, but I think with a mindset such as being ready to quit, I'm hoping that that is the start of being able to successfully quit. So we'll see as the days go on. I'm actually super impressed that I have not even so much as snuck one puff or two. You know, I'm by myself in the house, but I, of all people, already know, you know, sure, I could take a puff. Who's going to know? You know, what's one? But I know. And I can't consider myself to be smoke free. You see, I've already done some other things with recovery. And so I know where those subtle little lies that I tell myself are going to get me. Because that one puff will eventually lead me back into a half a cigarette, a full cigarette, a half a pack, and then a full pack. You know, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I'm ready to be done. I'm ready to quit. And I am, the last 48 hours, I did have to go back and kind of do like an hour at a time, because, you know, prior to that, I was weaning myself down. And I do believe as of the morning of April 9th, I did have 1.5 cigarettes. That half a cigarette is still sitting in the ashtray in my garage. And I've been down to my garage one time. I had to go down there to check on something for my husband. And when I opened up the door, that was the first thing I looked at. And then I looked away. And I'm like, oh. But I hurried up, did what I needed to do. I told my husband, I had him on the phone, so I tell him. And then, boom, I was right back out of there. But, you know, I had to do that for me. I had to. And you know, I've been avoiding going into my garage. I've just been avoiding it, you know, because that was like, take a break from whatever I'm all doing, working on, whatever the case. And I take the break and I go into the garage and I smoke. That's just kind of what I do. Well, not anymore, not for the last 2 days. So I've just been avoiding the garage, you know, just not walking into that temptation. You know, and so far it's working. It's working. So as long as those little things are working, the breathing, I did start. Now, I've been in a blizzard for the last 2 days, and it's going to carry over into tomorrow. So, but I did start doing some walking around in my house yesterday. I have kind of somewhat a little bit of an open floor plan with a staircase going right in the very center, but I can go all the way around. So, I've been doing like this figure 8, going around my kitchen island, going all the way around the staircase, through the living room, back out, back around the island, back around the staircase. And you know, I like pick up speed and I make myself work certain parts of my body just so that it gives me something to focus on versus thinking about that craving. So like at one point I kind of like raised my arms, had my arms up, and I was focusing on the underside of my muscles here, just kind of like really focusing on keeping them tight. Did that with my abs. And you know what? That worked. That worked because it gave me something to really think long and hard about. And I had to focus. Put all of my attention and all of my thinking had to be on that particular muscle group to really feel the contraction of that. And so that's what I did, and it worked. And I did that again today. My dog is in the house today. Definitely too wicked out there for him. He's an outdoor dog. He loves winter. Most people are like, bring your pets in. You know, not him. He loves being out in the cold. Okay, he'll go straight to a snowbank and just like dive into it. He loves the cold. But today is wicked out there. It's wicked. He don't even want to be out there. So he's in the house. So I'm beelining it around and I'm doing this walking and he's just like looking at me. He's all sprawled out and I got to step over him, you know, and he lifts his head up just enough to like look at me like, what are you doing? You know, and I'm like, don't mind me. Just losing my mind for a quick minute. But I have noticed that has really helped. Another thing is breathing. So when I want to have a cigarette, like I feel that craving coming on, I will stop whatever it is I'm doing and I get up and I do some type of movement. Whether it be, you know, standing in place, focusing on my breathing, maybe doing some lunges, you know, like slight lunges. And you know what, you guys, I don't even exercise at all. I'm just not the type of person that likes to exercise. But I am finding that is helping with the cravings, is to just get busy. So yeah, that's how I've been getting through the last 48, I don't know, over 48 hours now. Like seriously, over. So yeah, it's just, ooh, I can't believe it. You know, and sometimes when other people have quit that I've known, you know, they have told me how like the first week is the hardest, the first month is the hardest. And, you know, and maybe I'll come up to some days where, you know, I'm just like, ugh. Until that happens, I'm just gonna take what I get and I'm just gonna be happy with it. And I'm just gonna go through it and I'm gonna keep working through it. And that's it. That's what I'm going to do. It's what I've been doing and it's been working. And, you know, I got tomorrow morning, I have my call with my coach through the state. And, you know, we're supposed to have picked my quit date tomorrow. Well, as of right now, my quit date is April 9th. So pretty cool. You know, the last time I talked to my coach on the phone, he told me that I was way ahead of where people normally are, like at that stage. But you know what? I had some good motivation though. You know, I go to the doctor and I get told, you know, I could possibly be looking at 2 things. And I'm like, ooh. And one of them I do know for sure is caused from the smoking. I do know that. I do. So, oh, that thing. Yeah. Okay. So that thing, that's what I had the second opinion on. The CAT scan was for something totally different, but I had the second opinion on that particular thing. So these are my 2 options. I can either, have a little bit of a minor surgery. It's not anything big and have it removed. Takes like 30 minutes, he said. In and out, home the same day. Or I can just leave it and keep watching it. So I haven't decided. We decided to do the CAT scan, see what that comes back as, and see what or if anything needs to be done. Or if I might need an MRI if the CAT scan doesn't reveal what it is they are looking for, or whatever the case may be. But so next Thursday, I will be able to find out what the CAT scan results were, and then find out whether or not I have to have an MRI or if they can just go off the CAT scan. But if I do need to have surgery as a result of that CAT scan, then I'm going to go ahead and have them remove what got looked at with the second opinion doctor. So, and I might as well just have it all done at one time. So that's where I stand with the second opinion. Doesn't look like it's anything to worry about. Happy about that. With that one anyway. You know, now we're working on the second issue, and there's a minor third issue too, but that's going to resolve itself also, I believe. So I'm just kind of like feeling good so far about that. Feeling good about the whole quitting smoking thing. So I had some pretty good motivation to get me going on that roll. Anyway, I was very determined. I've been wanting to quit for quite some time. You know, I'm not going to be one of those types of people, and I know I can say this because I know I'm not going to be, because with the other things that I've given up in my life, I've just kind of never really been one of those types of people where like, oh, I don't do it, so you can't do it, or you shouldn't do it. You know, no, I'm not going to do that. I, of all people, know firsthand what it feels like to be within the grips of whatever addiction you may be in right now. Mine just happens to be nicotine, but this isn't my first rodeo with addiction. So I've been taking things that I have learned and applying them to the quitting smoking aspect as well. And I'm not going to be one of those people that are going to come across other smokers, just like I don't do it to other drinkers. You know, I'm not like, oh, you shouldn't be doing that, tisk tisk. No, I know firsthand how much of a struggle it is to quit. I know firsthand that before anybody can even bring themselves to a point of wanting to quit, there has to be some type of a desire within them to want to quit in the first place. If there isn't, and if they're only quitting because they're being pushed, they're being prodded, they're being threatened, they are having, you know, circumstances within their life that they just want to get through, so they just want to quit for the time being, or they're being given ultimatums and they attempt to set out to quit, there's a pretty good chance that they're not going to be successful. A relapse is going to come along, and it's going to be even worse than what it was like before they quit. So I had that desire to quit. If anybody out there has a desire at all, you know, I'd be more than willing to help with anything that I can help with. You know, whether it just be moral support or doing some research to find out whether or not there's a quit smoking, you know, program through your state, or any other resources, or if you would have any type of an issue with other forms of addiction and you feel you're at a point where you want to quit. You know, I do know how to find plenty of resources for drug addiction, alcoholism, because those are real issues, and I have been directly affected. I've gotten myself help. I've done what is necessary in order to maintain my own recovery. So when it comes to the quitting smoking aspect, I've been applying everything that I learned from those recoveries and into this quitting smoking. So that is what I've been doing. One thing that's kind of making me nervous a little bit about this whole quitting smoking aspect is I have been reading, and I also know some other people that had quit, and they gain anywhere between 8 and 10 pounds. Like, seriously, I don't got no place to put an extra 8 or 10 pounds. Like, I don't. I am down to fitting 2 pairs of pants right now. You guys, this has been the winter from hell for me. Like, for real. The winter from hell. I have had so much going on personally, and it has been extremely stressful. It has been chaotic. It has been confusing. And honestly, I just like want spring to come. I want to see robins. I want to see some green grass. I want to see some trees. But in the second hand, it's like, oh, good Lord, do I really? Because we're getting ready for a move. And it's a pretty big move. And we got a lot going on. So I don't have room to put an extra 8 to 10 pounds. So I've also been trying to watch what I eat. I found it really odd that once I like cut way back to like the 1.5 to 2.5 cigarettes, real sugary items, I can really taste that sugar, and it is strong, and it just makes me not want it. Like, seriously, it is like, wow, is that sugary? You know, and I'm like, that's good. That is really good. But I've also noticed I've been craving hard-boiled eggs. Not just any eggs, hard-boiled eggs. So I've been trying to watch what I eat. Biggest downfall is bread. I like sandwiches. I love sandwiches. So I don't know what I'm going to do about my sandwiches. Don't know. Any suggestions, I'll take them. Because Lord knows I need to lose some weight. Like, I seriously do. And I don't want to be packing on an extra 8 or 10. But I guess if I do, I do. At least I'm not smoking, right? So that's where that stands. That's it. The update on the no smoking journey. I'm really shocked with myself. I really am. I honestly cannot tell you how long it's been since I've gone this long without a cigarette. I was trying to think, because there was a time where I quit smoking in the past. Oh gosh, that was a lot of years ago. I was with my ex-husband yet. Holy smokes, that was a long time ago. So, yeah, I was with my ex-husband yet. And I left him in December of 2003. So it would have been prior to that. Or maybe that year. Or maybe the year before. I couldn't tell you. I don't know. But, that is the last time. The last time. I couldn't tell you how many hours I went without a cigarette. I can tell you definitely not 24. For sure, not 24. You know, even if I was in the hospital for whatever reason, no. This is the absolute longest. And it's 2019. You know what? I'm going to tell you what. If I can do it, anybody can. If that's what you're looking to do, is to quit smoking. Or to just like visit and talk about any other addiction that you think you may or may not have, or alcoholism. You know, I'm here to help. I'm here to help. You know, I may not be able to help a whole lot, but I can give you my own experience, strength, and hope. And sometimes that's all we need. That's all we need. So, all right. Thanks for tuning in. Greatly appreciate it. Bye.